TinkerCAD tips, welcome back. This is going to be part 4 and the final tutorial in my roller stamps videos here. And where we had left off in part 3, we were working on this particular design here. Now, if you missed parts 1 through 3, you can always click through to my profile and find them there. So let's jump out of this one here and go back to the workspace where I had begun working on this design. Okay, here we are in the workspace that we were working on in part 3. We had brought in our SVG images and created this part of it here, and I had also showed how to make this part here. So now that we have this, let's go ahead and turn this into a hole shape. We're going to drop it down to the work plane. Let's stretch it up a bit so that it covers up our part over here. I'm going to shift select this part. I have the both of them. I'm going to click L for align. I'm going to click on this part to make it the master so it doesn't move. Let's align the center this way, align the center that way. We can align the center this way. Now, this part is probably going to take a little bit of time, and we're going to now group these two parts together, and this will take a little bit of time for TinkerCAD to union group these and to resolve the image, so have a little bit of patience. And again, the image that you choose to use here will determine how long this step takes. If it fails, you can always ungroup and try again. I'm going to select the two of those. I'm going to click up here on group, or I can use Control G on the keyboard to union group them. So now it's time to have a little bit of patience. Maybe go get yourself something to drink, and hopefully when you come back, it will have trimmed off the ends of these images here and made a nice round cylinder. Once our grouping has resolved, we should be left with something that looks like this. Now note, if we chose a good image and then placed that hole shape that we created, everything should be seamless. We can see that that pattern is contiguous. Let's zoom out a little bit here. Let's go ahead and drop that down to the work plane. All right, now would be a good time to rescale this if we need to. So I'm going to hold Alt and Shift. I'm going to click on a corner here. This is pretty large. I'm going to reduce this down to, say, 50 millimeters in diameter. There we go. Zoom back out. Now, in the prior tutorial, I had hidden another cylinder. I'm going to bring that back. Control-Shift-H. This one's pretty large here. I'm going to use Alt and Shift and scale this in a little bit. Whoops, let's undo that. We only want to select the cylinder here. There we go. Let's bring this up. All right. So let's determine what the size of our image is here. And we want to have this inner cylinder be about 1 millimeter smaller in diameter so that we get about a ½ millimeter of this image jutting out from it. So our image here is 50. So I'm going to click on the cylinder. I'm going to hold Alt and Shift. I'm going to click on the corner. I'm going to make this one 49. Whoops. Selected the wrong things. Click on the cylinder there. Make that 49. Let's determine the height of our image here. 19.7. So we're going to have a little bit of an edge on this. So let's make our cylinder a little bit larger. We'll make it, say, 20.17. I'm going to click on that cylinder. Make it 20.17. Okay, let's do some aligning here. I'm going to grab the both of those. L for align. We have it centered this direction. Let's center it down the middle here. There we go. Let's grab both of those, D to drop to the work plane. Now, in order to put this in a roller tube, we need to have a center hole, so let's bring out a cylinder here. If we used an M3 screw, which is 3 millimeters in diameter, we'd want a hole that was maybe 3.25. So again, I'm going to hold Alt and Shift. I'm going to click on a corner here, make it 3.25. Let's zoom in. Let's increase the height of this a bit so that it's taller than that cylinder. Shift select our inner cylinder here. Another quick alignment. Click on the cylinder to make it the master. Align the middle that way, align the middle that way. Let's make sure it's dropped down all the way through that cylinder there. Perfect. I'm going to lasso select all three of those, and I'm going to do another union grouping. Now, before I do that, I want to go ahead and make this yellow here a little bit easier to see. Select all of those, Control G to union group. Now, this could also take a little bit of time. Be patient. TinkerCAD will make it happen. And you can see while it's grouping that you have this red outline. That indicates that TinkerCAD is thinking and it's trying to resolve this image. When it's all done resolving, it's going to look like that. It's complete and ready to go. Now, also note that there are probably a couple of different ways to print this. You could print it laying flat like this, or you could rotate it over 90 degrees and potentially print it in this direction. You are going to have to probably use some tree supports to support these little tiny edges in here that you get the best print quality possible. But in any case, that's how to do a continuous seamless pattern for our roller stamp. So I hope you enjoyed this series of tutorials. Like I said, if you missed the other parts 1, 2, and 3, you can find those on my profile. And of course, if you're good at TinkerCAD, you could make your own roller handle for this and use, in my case, an M3 screw to put through the center of this. As always, like, follow, and repost. If you have any comments or questions, you know where to drop those. In the meantime, happy tinkering. Now get out there and make some cool stuff. See ya.